Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for December 1st through the 7th, 2025. So, as we begin, let's take a moment to set an intention for this week's reading and for the energies of this week. And so the angels are writing the word yes, and it's a very affirming manner. And so I get a sense that we really just want to keep our hearts open to opportunities that are coming, but also to really think positively and speak positively about your circumstances or any circumstance that you're witnessing. Be aware that through any and all challenges or obstacles, there is an opportunity for spiritual development and growth. And so that your potential is being, let's say, groomed and polished and given a platform to express and to achieve. So there is this sort of seeing a corridor, and there was a window. It was like we were close to that window, but all of a sudden began to become sort of moving backwards away from that opening, that opportunity, and then the corridor feeling narrow and longer. So it feels like, we are, it almost feels like a dream where you are very close to something, and then all of a sudden, because of some kind of mental or emotional process, you're yanked back, and it kind of makes you feel like you don't have control. And I get a sense of that it's the control, but I also saw the word guilt that is actually taking you or causing a sense of not being in control. So, maybe in a dream setting like this, the more you try, the further away, right? So, what they're really asking you is to just totally surrender. Surrender to what is unfolding. Surrender to what's unfolding that seems like it's out of your control. And what the control is really about is some kind of emotional thought process that you can't, suppress or fix in any way. You just got to let it go. And then accept where you're starting from. Whether it feels like you're starting back at the beginning, or if when you let go, it places you right there where you want it to be. But wherever you are, wherever you land once you let go, know that it's not like you're starting over and now you got this long journey ahead. Think of it as like a reset, and you get to move forward without whatever it was you were lugging. And so, no matter where you're starting along that corridor, symbolically, you're starting fresh. All right, so let's take a moment to welcome everyone back to this weekly series, and to welcome anyone who may be new to the channel, whether it's recent or if you're just discovering us today. So, welcome. Make sure that you're subscribed, select the all notification bell, and of course, like the video and leave your comments. If you'd like to get an angel reading with me during the course of this video, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. Also, if you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can use my PayPal me link for angelic wisdom. All of these links you'll find in the description area beneath this video. Um, I will be available for readings on Saturdays after 2 p.m. till about 6 p.m. So if you're, just be aware of that. The week of the following week, the 8th through the 12th, I'll be having my school's Christmas concert, so I'll probably be a little bit busy during that week. But and then the holidays, I haven't made my plans yet. But it's just rolling up on me very quickly, and still got to get like passport or those enhanced IDs to even travel, which I haven't been able to focus on yet. So, but just, yeah, I'll let you know like more about my schedule for December and availability as soon as I figure all that out. If there's any additional hours, I'll be available. All right, so if you haven't had a chance, when this video comes out, the monthly Ascension Angel messages should be posted or will be posted soon thereafter. So make sure you check that out, and that link will be the first one that you see at the bottom of this video. So let's take a deep breath and tune into the messages for this week. And the angels are showing me the word resentment for some reason. And they write the word help, so to ask for help rather from your angels. If there's any kind of feelings or emotions that are conditioning your heart and your mind in a particular way, so as to help this and to help you become free of the mindset that this has sort of pigeonholed you into. It's so interesting. I was hearing like the noise of a radio or a device where somebody might be watching television or listening to radio or something like this. And I had to pause because I thought it might be happening in my apartment. But when I stopped the video to listen, and there was nothing. So there must be a reason for that. And, I'm here, I guess I was hearing something from the angels, and it has something to do with, social media or the news or just anything that's happening on the television or your devices. Um, Now, and they keep writing the word help again. So I'm not quite sure what this week entails, but it really is not allowing something in the background of your life to, whether it's what's going on in the news or something, to become this irritant and also set your mind um, on lack, so the focus becomes negative and you start to focus on all the things that you're lacking. There's possibly a feeling that you might become anxious um, over things that you might hear, and where it's really important, as they began with, is to really keep your um, thoughts and your mind and your um, really in a positive and affirming way. Now they keep showing me the word soulmate, and I saw this earlier after the word resentment. And there's two things that's coming to my mind. Um, if for some reason someone um, is feeling resentful about not experiencing or being or finding their soulmate, perhaps a bitterness has occurred, or just, a little, maybe we're upset with the angels or God, right, over not delivering or helping us to connect with our soulmates, especially around this time of the year. Um, so, again, try to keep a positive mindset about things and continue to really talk to your angels instead of complaining and becoming bitter or resentful or judgmental, against yourself, or critical in ways, criticizing your life, or resenting opportunities that you let go of, or thinking that maybe that person, you should have just, gone with that person, or, you know, none of that matters now. Okay. And not in the way that we think. We're often told, we're missing out on opportunities. But really think about this. If you were ready for an opportunity, um, there's nothing that would have prevented you, right, from being open fully. So you can't go back and think about choices you made and, basically thinking about what you should have, maybe, the word I want to say is overturning those decisions in the past, wishing or wanting somehow to overturn them. Or I'm saying the word argument, that if an argument occurred and you just wanting to overturn what happened, you felt the way you felt. And whether or not we believe our feelings are right or wrong, they came out. They needed to come out. And what you did needed to unfold for other, for as a part of your growth, right? So, no, those situations in the past could not have been different. And what you thought at the time, whether you thought you were right or wrong, is what you believed in that moment. And so you have to, right or wrong, stand behind the past, learn from it, know that there was nothing to salvage there, is what we're getting at. Um, but today and moving forward, you can change um, the direction of things or areas of your life that you feel have not gone well. That's where your power lies. And there's definitely no argument about that. And whether or not you're ready or not, still now, that doesn't matter. Because when you are ready, everything will come together. And your cooperation with the moment of opportunities that are being provided for you, there will they will all everything will come together, and your cooperation will be ready to seize those moments, to seize those opportunities. So what we're trying to get at is that stop worrying about when when will I be ready. That's a question of deep pain and suffering and regret. It's coming from challenges of resentment within yourself that you've been holding, and you're feeling something that you need to let go of. And you have to understand that your timing is always now. When you're ready, the timing will be right. Not when you're not ready. Not that you're doing something wrong or you're not doing it the right way. But when you're ready, your timing will be. And there's no such thing as missing that time. But wasting energy fighting that would be the cause of you delaying that time. This is a very complicated subject, I think, for this time of the year, or any time of the year really, but especially at this time of the year. It's like time itself, like during the day, we all have noticed that time rushes at certain moments in our lives, and it drags at others, right? And I don't know if any of you figured it out, but I haven't been able to figure it out either. But I'm keenly aware that it has something to do with how we feel, and also how we're thinking, but more importantly, probably how much we're enjoying being present in our moments and not worrying about time, but just really going with the flow. And so this very messy conversation that we were just having is just boils down to that as well. And so don't look to blame anybody for and that's where the resentment comes from, right? Don't look back to blame anyone or yourself. Just be here where you are right now. Be completely in the right yes in the most affirmative way, and your soul is really saying this to you in the most solid way it can. Just be fully present and fully present with all of your ability to enjoy whatever is flowing. And let go of all sense of timing around that. And just keep affirming that what the way things are coming together is the way they're meant to come together. And that this can come together for me in ways that are so unexpected. That success can come to me in ways that I could never try to pin, down for myself or plan to the detail. And that while plans are part of our success, but being open to the collaboration of divine plan with our plans, making adjustments, and being open to that flow, and not worried. Total faith in that flow, that partnership. All right, so let's take a moment to look at the archangel that we're working with for this week. And it's Archangel Raphael. And Archangel Raphael is archangel of healing. But it's just something very profound that when I turned the card over after this kind of conversation that we were just having, and let me just take a moment. And I see Archangel Raphael standing before us. And his wings are, you could just see the emerald green on the outer parts of the wings, but there's so much light in the center. So much light. It's like almost a translucent or kind of emerald green. Like it just gets very, very bright and in the center. But I also feel like I'm seeing sort of, greenery, from like vines or, anything green around him. And it's sort of this sense of nature and, but things herbal, right? And so there's this opportunity to really heal in the way that we walk in our journey, on our journey moving forward. And he just spreads his wings out very wide. And he just keeps writing his name. And I feel like right now he's asking you to call out in your heart his name. And he's writing Akasha. So it has something to do with your Akashic records. And it feels like there's an opportunity to bring something forward very powerful from your records of the Akasha to heal, to release something very limiting. I see the angel number 864. It says the angels are watching over you and your loved ones, ensuring that all your material needs for shelter, food, and such are met. So he's going to help you dissolve in his embrace. the concerns and worries that you have, this feeling of not being safe or having security now and in the future. There's a sense of you lacking certain assurances. And because you're so concerned about these assurances that you're lacking and that or that you have not been able to secure in your life thus far because of mishaps or just unexpected things happening. And maybe um, you know, like for example, you're trying to save and then all of a sudden something happens and there goes that savings you were trying to build up. And so this ability now to surrender these kind of worries, these kinds of insecurities that have been festering within your heart and in your soul, in your mind. And Archangel Raphael, being the Archangel of abundance and healing, wishes you to give him permission to walk with you on this journey, to guide you and to guide opportunities onto your path, which means in your awareness, in your belief in your capabilities and abilities and talents and skills, in your perception and thinking, allowing the pieces of puzzles that things that confuse you or perplex you to allow your mind to work with such clarity that it starts to see the pieces and puts it together for you in ways that you have not seen before, and that the kind of security you were looking for that through was not the security that you deserved. And so opening your mind and filling your mind with this new level of awareness, of abundance, unlocks hidden opportunities that have been there and ready. And perhaps now, if you're really willing to surrender, the timing is right. But the timing will always be right whenever you're ready. It'll be right and it'll be ripe. And so you have nothing to fear. You just only have fear to release, to let it be flushed out as much as is appropriate for you at this time. Because everything that you are dealing with is appropriate for the growth, for the renewed joy and hope and strength that your soul is cultivating for you, so that when you're ready, it's almost like a paradise, because you will feel so liberated from your fear, the delays that fear creates. this illusion. It's all an illusion. And paradise was really your truth, your inheritance. And paradise, in a sense, where you just feel contentment, peace. You have total compassion and clarity and understanding. And your faith is anchored no matter what unfolds, what chaos unfolds before you. You're not shaken any longer by it. So the message says, see with enlightened eyes. And that positive affirmation and affirming that they were talking about early comes out of those your new enlightened eyes, if you will. This enlightenment of your third eye, that your third eye holds for you, automatically attracts abundance, paradise, meaning this state of being, the state of well-being, right? And that's the power behind Archangel Raphael's healing, is health. And this comes from this abundance state of mind and well-being. Abundance is a state of well-being, first and foremost. And then when we have a state of mind, a state of well-being, we attract security, assurances, and all the things that come with that. All right, so the cards have been laid down from right to left again. So we're still doing that, focus on that inner work. Let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. Wow, this card has just been coming up so much. And, you just get a sense that what is due to you, whatever form of abundance, that piece of the puzzle of abundance that you need to have a state of well-being and security, this is something that whatever you're going through, this is where what it is moving you towards, right? Is this legacy of abundance in your life, security in your life, stability in your life. So notice and go with the flow in all the ways that your life is establishing more of a foundation of security for yourself. Notice how life sort of takes a path and is just sort of changing for you. That notice that there's less of the worry, even though you might be seeing patterns still showing up. But just notice how your reaction might be different, or that how circumstances resolve much easier than they've been doing before. Letting you know that you're growing in your strength in this way, growing in your enlightenment, and being more open to opportunities of abundance. We have the Nine of Wands, and we have this calf here. So, was that a calf or maybe it's a lamb? I can't tell. But the sense is that you are sort of on guard, right? You are protecting something, or you're trying to protect something. And you, with quite often with the nines, is this a sense of alone, right? That you're all alone in this, and you feel like you're you're standing this ground, but you don't have much support, or you're waiting for those resources and support to come in to kind of relieve you, in a sense. And it's looking directly at us as if we are that resource. And it's sort of like you're waiting for somebody to save you, but this animal here is looking at you as its, you know, savior, or the bringer of the resources that it needs. It's almost like a double mirror. And so, would you look deeper within yourself, and maybe not to look at the same spot that you always look at with when you're looking at yourself? Look at, reach deeper, look in other areas of your life, of your soul, of your resources, of your creativity, your innovative mind, your solution oriented, your creative solution oriented self, right? Don't give up on you while you're waiting for something else or someone else. And perhaps where you are in your life right now, and how you're perceiving that, is about this moment of, don't give up on looking deeper inside of you, because when you look deep enough, you'll unearth that legacy. You'll unearth that abundance that exists there, that you've yet to really seize. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords here. And so really it focuses on ideas. Pay attention to those new ideas that come to you, that occur to you. Recently I've been, because of the Christmas show, and there's so many things I'm trying to add, and I mean, I'm comfortably in a place of really surrendering to the universe, in great faith that this concert will come together, and all the components that I have been trying to expand in the ways that I've been doing this for years. And I just keep getting ideas, like, maybe early in the morning or anytime, I'm just getting ideas. And it feels comforting, because it's like the pieces of just, it may not be the whole puzzle, but like pieces of it. But those pieces have so much have a story to tell me, right? Of ideas. And so be aware that as you look deeper within yourself with total surrender and faith in you, that and the God that is you within you, that those pieces are going to come together and through those ideas. And don't be afraid to take action on those ideas, meaning it might require you to reach out to someone who can help fulfill that idea. But in the end, in doing that, you might come back to a solution that is easy within yourself to produce it. It doesn't matter which way and how it's going to come about. Just know that that is a valuable idea for you. And that all you got to do is speak on it, share it, requests, make requests of others. Don't be afraid to ask them. All right, let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck, and it's Temperance. And I love that we're seeing all this green, right? Like sort of the plants that I was seeing around Archangel Raphael earlier. And we have Temperance. And it feels like, just balance here, right? This sense of, one is usually like 1 foot on land, 1 foot on something else, like water. And it just gives us a sense of that there are resources available to us, but we can only work with so many at a time, right? We can only explore so many things at one time. But it doesn't mean that you should only, choose these and not explore anything else. It means that in that moment, work with what's available, what seems feasible, that feels in harmony with the universe, that partnership of collaboration between you and the universe. Letting that back and forth occur, whether it's a conversation or you sense it as inspiration and achievement. Just be open to how they speak to you and how and also your body speaks to you, right? I mean, you can't push yourself beyond what you're capable of doing in that moment, whether it's your body, your mind, or emotionally, or your spirit. But work in harmony always. So I send you lots of blessings, and I know this seems like we have a lot in this reading, right? So working through our resentments, right? Working through the things that we can't control, like that whole dream theme, so to speak, um, and then working with Archangel Raphael to heal and dissolve the parts of us that we're ready to let go of, and that might happen on that level of the Akasha, and truly being able to look deep within ourselves, looking in new places, finding new resources within us, and not being afraid of the process of development, spiritual development, the challenges, the obstacles, you know, the heaviness of it sometimes. And knowing that you're not alone, but ultimately discovering you've never been alone because your soul is more than capable of nurturing you, providing for you, loving you, and thinking through and orchestrating everything. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. God bless you.